Welcome back to the Playdate by Freshly Picked. I'm your host, Kaitlin Hansen, and I hope you're ready for another week of midweek mantras coming at you. I am just going to start, as always, with a little bit of a weekly update on what's happening in my neck of the woods as far as motherhood goes. So this past weekend was Labor Day, and every year for Labor Day, my parents love to do a trip with all of my siblings and their families. And it's like our one time a year where everybody gets together and is together for, consecutive days. We've bounced around on locations. Typically, it's like a mountain cabin fishing type area. So in the past, we've done places like Island Park, we've done Jackson Hole, we've done Montana for the past couple years. We've even done Hawaii, which is always fun as well. But this year we did Montana. And I love this weekend and I look forward to it a lot. And I've been reflecting and I've asked a couple of my friends this, and it's been like my new topic of conversation. And I think I may have mentioned this in the past, that my parents get us together and it has me reflecting on like, what kind of legacy do I want to leave behind? What kind of, mom do I hope to be? And I hope to be the type of mom, just with answering those questions, I hope to be the type of mom that my kids can come to, and I'll help them through any sort of challenges or anything like that. But I also hope to be the mom that my kids look back and feel like my mom really enjoyed me and helped make my childhood magical. And getting together on these family trips, it feels very nostalgic to me, just getting together with all of my siblings. And I hope that that's what we're creating for our kids. So my parents are really great about holidays and everything, and I've always respected their stance on it. So I live 20 minutes from my in-laws and my parents, and I've always tried to make it pretty clear as far as boundaries go that we will not be going to both places on different holidays, and I just alternate holidays, and they've been great. And my parents are always like, we don't care if you come to any holiday. And it's not that they don't care, but they're just like, we see you. But they're like, as long as you can make it to this Labor Day trip every year, that's all we want. And we just spend the weekend laughing, doing arts and crafts, fishing, sometimes going on hikes, plunging into the river, riding scooters, playing games, doing puzzles, karaoke, glow stick dance parties, and of course, eating way too much treats and junk food. But it really is just the best time. So I'm coming off of that amazing weekend with my family. Again, it's also in Montana, so it's great to just disconnect from the rest of the world. It's like in rural Montana, or at least I think it is, in a place called Connor. So there's really not a ton around. So it's just great to unwind and just be away from everything and kind of forget about all the noise going on. And I really want to start doing that more. Every month I kind of set goals for myself. And one of my goals for September is just to be more present when I'm with my kids. I am somebody that loves to be busy, and I'm always multitasking. And it hit me the other day when my little girls were playing Barbies, and I can't remember if it was Liv or Nora, but they kept saying 1 minute, 1 minute. And I'm like, dang, that's what my kids hear from me a lot is 1 minute. And so I really want to make a conscious effort this month to try not to multitask as much and really just live in the moment, especially with them, because you just don't get that time back. And time is such a thief. I'm watching my little girls just grow up way too fast, which has me feeling all the feelings. But yeah, that's one of my goals. So that's a little bit about my weekly recap. Since it's a new month as well, and like I just mentioned, I always like to set a couple goals for myself. Last month, and I mentioned this on the podcast as well, I did that little challenge for myself of good things are always happening to me note on my notes app on my phone, where every day I would try to write something big or small. And it was really fun. I've been doing it with my girlfriends, and they sent me some of theirs, and it was so beautiful just to look back on just some of the things that they said. It actually made me tear up just reading some of them. And they don't have to be these huge, big things. Like it can be as small as finding a good parking spot. But I just love that it's a good way to acknowledge all of the good things that are always happening that we may take for granted. And another friend said this too. She actually sent me a text that said, it's made a huge difference in the day to day for me. I feel like there's so many ordinary days, in quotes, and things can run together. But when I look back at my list, I can remember each day clearly, which feels really special. Life really is a collection of so many beautiful small moments. And I think we get so busy just in the either monotony or just rush of one thing to another that it's a nice time to pause and reflect on all the good things that are happening to you. I also am like a big proponent on manifesting, on affirmations, on mantras. And I always like to look at myself in the mirror too, especially when things like aren't going well, and say, good things are always happening to me. Because as crappy as maybe you might feel in a situation, or as crappy as the day is, there is some good thing that happened. Whether it's like, oh my gosh, my Dr. Pepper was so crisp today. Like, that's a good thing. I got a Dr. Pepper. So I'm actually going to keep that challenge going, and I'm going to do it for the month of September too, of good things are always happening to me. Again, if you have any recommendations of different apps, or I'm sure there's a better way to document these, send them my way. And I would love to hear what some of your good things are, because I know the good things are all around us. Speaking of kind of goals for the month, I think I had mentioned too that I was getting into running, and I had a goal to do a 10K. I actually had hurt my foot. I've been kind of sad about it. But I hurt my foot, and I haven't really been able to move and run and exercise as much as I like to. But I think I was letting that bug me a lot instead of, I don't know, channeling it into something else. Like, just because I can't like run or walk or do things like that, there are so many other ways to move my body, and that will help make me feel good. And so I've made it a goal this month to just get more into strength training. And just because I can't do cardio doesn't mean I can't strengthen. I can be stretching. I can do yoga. So that is another one of my goals. And then another thing too is, and I guess maybe this is just because I'm coming off of a weekend full of treats and candy, but I need to cut back on my sugar intake. I feel like I'm always craving sugar. And that doesn't mean I'm not going to indulge in a treat every once in a while. Like, I love food, and I love sweets. I love cookies. I love ice cream. But I just need to rein it in, because I think that will also make me feel better. And maybe I don't need a soda every single day. So those are some of my goals, just to help make me feel better on the inside. So okay, now on to our weekly mantra portion, which I always love the time that I get to spend picking out these mantras. And because I always feel like like there's a special reasoning and things behind why certain things stand out so much to me. But this one says, and this can be interchangeable, it says my daughter, but it can be my son too. But it says, my daughter is watching me. That's how important my decisions are. And I think sometimes I forget, and that's such a good reminder as a mom, that like, your littles are watching your every move. That doesn't mean that you can't make mistakes. Like, mistakes are inevitable and part of learning and growing. But it really made me be like, whoa, I need to be careful with, the things that I'm saying, the way that I might be talking about myself, which I really do try to make a conscious effort of that, and try to say nice things about myself. And show my daughter, like tell her my affirmations. But I catch things every single day, specifically my 5-year-old, of things that I say that now I catch her saying. And I'm like, yeah, it bites me in the butt sometimes, but it's also like whatever my voice is becoming her inner voice. And that is really important. And I need to make sure that I am speaking kindly about others, and maybe that I'm not calling people idiots when they're driving in traffic, because next thing I know, my daughter's asking me if that was an idiot. Yeah, I hope to make my children proud, and I hope that my kids can look back also and be like, yeah, my mom was like a good example of hard work, of resilience, of kindness to others. So that one was big for me, especially because I just have 2 little copycats that do everything. This next one is, and I love this one. It says, your motherhood will outlive you and live inside your child forever. It kind of goes along those same lines. I loved that. And I have always kind of viewed motherhood not necessarily as a job. And maybe I thought this way because for majority of my mothering, I was a full-time working person inside the home, but was working a lot. And I think it used to make me feel better saying like, motherhood's not a job. It's not a job. It's a relationship. And now not working as much, I feel that even more true. Like it is a relationship. And I think motherhood and mothering can look so different in so many different ways. And it's so true. Like the way that you mother and the decisions that you make do outlive you. And that's what your kids are going to remember. So just back to thinking about legacies and thinking about the mom you hope to be, I would encourage all of you this week to really think on that and think what your answers are. And I think it will, I don't know, at least for me, it was really eye-opening of like, I hope that I am doing those things that are in line with the mom I hope to be. And it's a good reminder, especially in those moments of doubt, in those moments of, meltdowns or having a hard time. I have lately just been like, okay, I'm going to be the mom I hope to be, being the mom I hope to be. I might not be it right now, but I'm trying to be the mom I hope to be. So those are my little nuggets of, I don't know if you would even call it wisdom, but encouragement. So sending you all the love, all the encouragement your way this week. And I hope that everyone has the best week and weekend. And I hope that you get to do something for yourself. So, all right. Well, we'll see you next time.